Hi Pisces, welcome back to your weekly reading for December 6th to December 12th. Before I get started, I just want to let you know there's some construction happening around where I'm recording. So if you hear some sounds of construction, I apologize ahead of time. Okay, let's get into your weekly theme for this week. So what is the theme for Pisces this week for December 6th to December 12th? So Pisces, I see you scrambling to get things done. So it could be a very busy or hectic week here where you just have a lot to accomplish or a lot of things to do. Feels like there's a lot on your list or a lot on your bucket list. Not bucket list, like your to-do list. And it's like you're trying to wrap things up before the end of the year. So this week, I see just a lot of your energy being poured into tying up loose ends, wrapping things up for the year, finishing projects, turning things in, last minute, that kind of thing. Okay, what is the theme for this week? Oh, yes, resilience. So yeah, I feel like this week might be a week that's asking you to push through a lot of unfinished projects or things that you have left to maybe the last minute. There could also be some piling up on other people asking you to do things for them. So be careful of not taking on more than you can chew, because I feel like you might have packed your schedule and not have realized it. So double check your schedule, double check that you have left some room for yourself, or at least to kind of relax a little bit, or to just take some of that time to recalibrate is what I'm seeing here, because I feel like you've taken on a lot. There's a lot to do for you this week. So that's the theme for you this week. Okay, let's get into your tarot. The Four of Earth and Messenger of Earth. So I feel as though you're budgeting is the word that I'm hearing with the Four of Earth. So Four of Earth is maintaining a sense of balance, equilibrium, holding on to our finances, holding on to our resources, because it feels as though you're needing it. You're needing it for something, that you're trying to build something. It feels like you're trying to cultivate or save for something. So perhaps you have a project that you're wanting to invest in and you're wanting to hold on to your money, you're wanting to hold on, you're being very careful, you're being very conservative with what you're spending on, and how much also energy you're putting towards something, because it feels like you have something in the works, you have something that you want to build, something you want to create, you're brainstorming some ideas, or you're planning something out, and it feels like you're budgeting. And so you're being very careful with how much you're kind of investing in other things. Like if, and I kind of feel like it could just even be day-to-day little expenses, maybe not getting, coffee at a coffee shop that day and making coffee at home, that kind of thing. Or, I see you kind of being more careful with what you're spending on at the grocery store, like little things that kind of add up over time. That's what I see you doing, because it feels like you're trying to establish a new pattern or a new beginning, or maybe there's like a project that you're working on, something about you needing to, it's like you're trying to change the way you do something is what I'm seeing. You're trying to change your pattern of building stability in your life. I mean, for some reason with Messenger of Earth, I'm hearing changing habits. So maybe some of you are working on changing your spending habits, either holding on or, it could be for some of you, you want to spend more, you want to allow yourself to kind of open up yourself up a little bit more in what you invest in, but I'm kind of sensing that you're wanting to hold back. So maybe some of you are working on that there. Okay, let's clarify the Four of Earth and Messenger of Earth for Pisces this week. Some of you could also just have a lot to purchase this month, and so you're just making sure that you have enough. It could just be as simple as that. Okay. Four of Earth and Messenger of Earth. Clarify the Four of Earth, the Messenger of Earth for Pisces this week. I'm hearing a whole new level. I'm not sure what that means though, because that's all they're telling me is a whole new level. And then I got the Hierophant and the Ten of Fire. Interesting. So something definitely coming to an end here, a heavy burden. Wow, I really feel like maybe some of you are putting an end to some habits. It was what it feels like. And I feel like you're being guided or divinely guided for it. Like something is ending here because we have the Ten of Fire, and I feel like you are wanting to start a new way of, I'm hearing a new way of living, like trying to do things in a different way. And with the Ten of Fire, it feels like you're ready to say goodbye to some old ways of doing things, or like some habits, or habits that you've learned. You're trying to unlearn some habits. And it feels like with the Hierophant card, it feels like it's time. Like you feel that it's a time to change something, to end something, to put something down. And it feels like it has something to do with the way that you go about something, or the way that you handle something in terms of your day-to-day like way of living, and I really feel like it's about spending, or what you invest in, or what you invest your energy into, or the way you approach something. It could also be in the way that you approach work. Yeah, this feels bigger. It feels like it's becoming broader and broader the more I look at it. Like for some, it's simply that, you're focusing on how you manage your money. And for others, it's how do I, there could be some style or way that you work that's unproductive. And so you're trying to change that in order to create a different result or outcome for yourself. And I feel like you're divinely guided. You're being guided to do this. There's like a time. This is a time for this. Like you want to do away with an old way of doing something, or an old way of thinking, or an old way of working. There is something about you taking on more than what you need to. So that could be a habit for some of you, where you tend to take on more than, and you don't realize it, and you only realize it by the end of it. Like you have all of this stuff that you say yes to everything, and then by the end of it, you realize you have all of these tasks that you need to accomplish. And even if now they're showing me, when I said tasks, it almost kind of feels like all of these things are tasks that she's burning away. So this could be another thing where you're like, you have all of these burdens, or not burdens, but a heavy weight. Like you've taken on a lot, and you're kind of working through. You could also be multitasking this week, where you're trying to get a lot of things accomplished. Yeah, very busy. You're very busy this week. So this is going in multiple ways. It feels like it's going to play out differently for different people, because now they're showing me that these are all like these tasks that you've taken on, and you're just kind of trying to do everything at once. But then they're also showing me, if you look at her hand, it's bright red from trying to, like have her hands in everything. And so it's like, make sure you don't burn your hands. It's very interesting. Okay. Ten of Water reversed. What I feel like with the Ten of Water reversed is that you could be doing a lot for other people. Yeah. You could be doing a lot for other people, but it may feel like either no one is acknowledging that, but I kind of feel like you are catching someone's attention with how much you're working. Like someone could come up to you and kind of, because it feels like there's someone noticing. With the Three of Earth, there's always this, energy of being recognized or acknowledged for something. This is interesting. Okay, so I feel as though it just kind of feels like there's some kind of work that's not making you too happy almost. So you have the Ten of Water reversed. Something feels unfulfilling. There could be some collaborative work as well that you're working with other. Oh, okay. So what they're telling me is that for some of you, you could be working on some kind of group project or some kind of collaborative work. And it could be that you are the one doing all the work. And that's not making you too happy. Like you're kind of taking on, you have more tasks than everybody else. You're doing most of the work. So what does Pisces need to know about this? The Ten of Water and Three of Earth. What does Pisces need to know about the Ten of Water? Yeah, and I feel like now I feel a pressure in the back of my head. So this could be something where it's giving you a lot of stress. Something that's, I feel like you need to delegate or you need to put something down or communicate. Like ask someone to kind of delegate the tasks here because I just feel like you're taking on too much, Pisces. Okay, let's clarify the Ten of Water and Three of Earth for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about this energy? Guidance for Pisces for the Ten of Water and Three of Earth. Yeah, clarity. Clear up your schedule. That's what they're telling me, to clear up your schedule. Yeah, see, and then you have the Ten of Air. It's too much, you guys. Whatever you're holding on to, it's too much. But I feel like there's some kind of you're going to be alleviated because I've always liked the interpretation of this Ten of Air in this deck because it's like she's released her burdens. So I feel like there is a big release because Ten of Fire is also a release. It's an ending. It's the end of a heavy weight that you're carrying. And I feel like there might have been something where you had to carry other people's, either in a group setting where you're doing most of the work, or you could just be carrying other people's problems. You could just be carrying other people's stuff. Like having to help them with things all the time. And like I'm hearing like people kind of like unloading on you. So I feel like this week may be important for you to have some clarity around this, that may come up for you this week where you start to see that maybe the reason I'm not feeling so fulfilled, something is missing, is because I give all this energy to everybody else, but it's not coming back or it's not replenishing me. It's draining me. And so I feel like this week you may be putting down a really heavy weight, choosing to put something down. And I feel like with the Hierophant card here, it's almost like Spirit wants you to see that. Spirit wants you to, okay. So what they're saying is that there is something that's definitely draining you. Like that, it's draining your energy because you're putting so much energy into other people. You're carrying their weight for them. And so what I see you doing, Pisces, is that you're realizing that. You're having an awakening about that. You're seeing how there's this weight on you and it's not even yours. You're carrying other people's weight. And so with this Four of Coins, Four of Earth, and the Messenger of Earth, it's almost as if you're choosing now, because Four of Earth is like being conservative, holding on, creating a sense of balance for yourself, stability for yourself. So I feel as though that that you're wanting to create balance for yourself. You're wanting to reestablish equilibrium. And so in order for you to do that, you kind of have to hold back. You have to be a little bit more conservative. You're putting something down. You're starting to say no, learning to say no. And so this is a different way of doing things for you. This is a different way of being for you, because there could just be this pattern that you've always done this, that people have always looked to you to carry their problems for them. But now you're choosing to not do that anymore because it's causing a 10 of water reversed. So putting yourself first may be the message here for you, Pisces, this week. Okay, let's get into the end of the week here for Pisces. And look at that. 10 of earth. How beautiful is that? Like, we start with the 4 of earth, you learning how to conserve your energy and kind of hold back a bit. And then messenger of earth is learning a new way of doing something, learning a new way to cultivate this stability for yourself. A sense of grounding, a sense of feeling full and abundant in your life. And then towards the end of the week, by putting down, ending a pattern or a cycle, it's like it reestablished this is energy of 10 of earth. I'm also seeing some of you may be walking away from some people. Some of you may be walking away from some relationships, some friendships, some connections that really just drain you. And you'll find that the minute you pull your energy out of those connections or those relationships that are draining you, that you have abundance coming in for you. That as those attachments or those cords start to break, that you're being replenished. And some of you could also start seeing success in your businesses, in your work. You could start seeing that inflow again because you're not being drained elsewhere. Yeah, transformation. So this is about doing something in a different way, and you're transforming your life by pulling your energy out of something else. Okay, clarify the 10 of earth and transformation here. Yeah. So 7 of fire is going out and taking a risk, and also to set your boundaries, doing something on your own, being inspired to do something on your own. We also have the Ace of Fire reversed. So what I'm seeing here is you might have to kind of do something on your own is what I'm seeing. And you may feel a bit nervous about it. I kind of feel like you're in this beginning period of a transformation phase of realizing where you need to make adjustments. And it could also feel that you might be walking in the dark a bit about it because you're not really sure if you're doing the right thing or going in the right direction. So that's why I feel like with the 7 of fire, it's kind of like you're taking a risk. You're taking this chance of, I'm going to go off of this intuition, which is why the Ace of Fire for me, I feel like it's being a little bit nervous about, I'm hearing the word trust. So maybe not being able to trust the intuition or the spark of idea that you're getting. Like if you're walking down this new path, like you feel it, you're doing it, but you may be a little bit apprehensive if you're doing the right thing or not. And that's why it feels like you're taking a risk. So I feel like with the Ace of Fire, because Ace of Fire is usually a spark of an idea. It's being inspired by something and allowing that to feed the path ahead, allowing that to light the path ahead. But with the Ace of Fire reverse, I'm kind of sensing that you're not trusting something. You're not trusting something that's coming in for you, or you're not trusting, or you're having a difficult time trusting. It's not that you're not going to do it, but you're a bit apprehensive. So you're kind of nervous about the path ahead here because it feels kind of unknown or a little bit like your foundation is being shaken up a little bit here. Yeah, because the transformation card is can sometimes be a bit, it's like something new is forming, but you're not really sure what it is yet, but you know something's happening. Very interesting here. So, okay. I feel like this week is going to be about you prioritizing yourself. Okay, what's a challenge for Pisces this week? For December 6th to December 12th. What's a challenge? Yeah. Change. I really feel like you're being inspired to change your outside circumstances or your environment. You're being encouraged to go in another direction. And it could be a bit difficult for you because you're just used to doing things in a certain way, in one way, or people are used to you being a certain way or one way, and now you're kind of changing. And so, it's also causing an adjustment on the outside as well, is what I'm seeing here. Like if people are used to you always being there for them or always taking their phone calls, or, they wake you up at like 3:00 in the morning while you're sleeping to talk about their problems, they are used to you always being there, and now as you start to set boundaries, it's adjustment for everybody where they're like, oh, they usually do this. And so that could be also, I'm sensing guilt. You could start feeling guilty, like, because that's what you're used to doing. That's what you think you're supposed to do. So I feel like you're prioritizing yourself. You're conserving your energy. You're pulling back a bit so you don't feel so depleted all the time. So there's nothing to feel guilty about there. It's just that, those were the expectations. And now you're kind of changing the rules, which is a good thing because you're stretched too thin, taking on too much that's not yours, and it's draining you. And it's not making you happy either because you have the Ton of Water reverse. Okay, what can Pisces look forward to this week? What's something positive? Taking risks, yeah. You're taking a chance on this. Yeah, which is what I was feeling with the 7 of Fire, taking risks. But I feel like the taking risks part, what I'm sensing is that in the beginning, it's going to feel a bit, nerve-wracking because it's something different from what you are used to doing. So you're taking a leap of faith. You're following. It may be difficult to trust, but you're trusting anyways. This notion that I think I should do it this way. I think I should do it like this. I feel like I'm being guided or nudged in this direction to pull back my energy, to say no to these people, to walk in this direction, or to make this change in my life. And I feel like going out on a limb and taking the risk is going to yield a really positive result. Let me pull one more here. Oh, wow. Gateway. And look at that. It kind of feels like the unicorn and the unicorn here on both cards are, they're in the same position, like they're galloping forward. So you're propelling yourself forward. And this was the card that came out when I asked about taking risks. What is the outcome of taking a risk for Pisces? And this is going through a gateway, a portal. You're crossing over. It's like a rite of passage. You're making that transition into something, a different world. And you also have the simplicity card here, where I feel as though your life may become so much more peaceful in the sense of you walking away from more chaotic energies. I feel like a lot of you I'm sensing strong empathic vibes. So some of you could be very sensitive empaths where you just take on everybody else's energy. And by you walking away from maybe some of the more chaotic energy that you've been around, you may find that your life actually becomes a lot more peaceful because you're not always around. You're not around all this energy anymore. There's also a lot of unicorns in your reading, is just what I noticed. There's one right here. There's one right here in the 7 of Fire, the gateway, the Ace. I believe this is a unicorn. Yeah. Or Pegasus. I think I see a horn. Let me just look real quick. Yeah. That's a unicorn. And yes, this is also a unicorn. It's small, but there's a horn there. So you have a lot of unicorns here, which is an energy that's been coming up really strongly in general. So this is about transformation. This is about magic. This is about being divinely guided to go in a direction that is destined for you and trusting that. And sometimes I feel like unicorns have been showing up as a guide. like your companion into this gateway. So huge move in another direction here, Pisces, something really significant coming up for you. And there's like a realization of maybe some things that you need to let go, something that's coming to an end in order for you to move on. Because there's something that, it's like there's something that can't come with you, is what I'm hearing. You can't take something with you. Okay, messages from the angels for Pisces for this week of December 6th to December 12th. Divine guidance, yeah. So trust your intuition, trust that guidance, even if it's a little bit in the dark. If you kind of feel like you're walking in the dark a little bit, just take one step at a time and go towards where you feel like you're being led, because it feels like you definitely are being led here. So amazing, transformative week, Pisces. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you for next week. Bye, Pisces.